Us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Goes the roof. Francis in gunner.
Well, this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow. It looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding. Wow. It's very rare. What a finish.
Another one.
Really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to It's a knockout!
Oh my
It's a knockout!
And he's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. And there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Buck is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Pearson. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the canvas.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby!
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch. Wow. How good is this?
Finish him! Get him a body bag! Yeah!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy or not. That's in the Book of Brawl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful. Hey, what's up, Trash Talkers? What's up, Gruntworks? What's up, UFC fans? If anybody from Smoking Bacon's watching, all right, you guys aren't good enough yet to stream live. Otherwise, we would stream live with you guys, but you suck. You suspect. All right, get your shit together. All right. Before we go here, before we get into this UFC 263, which is a phenomenal fight card, all right, just again, those of you watching on Gruntworks for the first time or tuning in on VTT for the first time, Send It 7. Bill Pearson and Joe Triggered Britson, all right, they're our experts. All right, I'm the clown. All right, what I pick usually doesn't win. All right, when I do win, we all lose money. Okay, so I may get to brag a little bit, but trust me, I'm betting with these guys all day. So don't listen to my picks, listen to their picks, and good chance you're going to win some money, especially when they give you their locks. All right, so bet on their locks. And then they'll give you some parlays. Careful with those. All right, don't go nuts with the parlays. And then if you play DraftKings or what's the other one, FanDuel, all right, they'll give you their sleeper and just bet with them that way. Okay. Now, big shout out to our sponsor, 10th Mountain Whiskey and Bourbon. Go on there, put in that VCT code, and get yourself a discount. And if you're watching this show and you want to buy our swag at veterantrashtalk.com, all right, put in the code UFC263. All right. During the show, you'll get 20% off. All caps, UFC 263, 20% off at the store. And then I'm sure Gruntworks might do something. Go shop at their stuff too, because it's actually owned by Grunts. All right. Unlike Grunt Style. So, all right.
Grunt Style.
Go. Yeah. Fuck Grunt Style. All right. They have cool shirts. I got it.
Hey, what'd you guys say?
I said fuck Grunt Style.
Oh, let me caveat that with that. Fuck grunt style. All right.
I would behoove you to fuck grunt style.
Yeah, and
Bill said it.
Big shout out to Blake Wise, who got promoted to sergeant major today.
Yeah, Blake, you're the man, buddy.
And VTT. But again, I told him on the video he has to say the word behoove now, and he just yelled at me to get off the grass. So he's 1 for 2 on what he's got to do with the sergeant major stuff. So that's good for you, Blake Wise, and a lot of guys getting pinned sergeant major. So congratulations. And I see Tanner Port's watching on VTT. He's probably staying off.
He is
because he's getting a little wild on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen some of his posts, but just want to make sure you're all right, Tanner. You've said some weird stuff lately. All right.
Don't watch so much news, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, don't vaccine shame me. Okay. It's authorized for emergency use. Okay. Emergency. Think about it. And then 3 people from the FDA just resigned. Okay. Because they didn't want to approve the Alzheimer's drug. Hashtag trust the science, motherfucker. Hey, anyways, if you trust the science, you're literally not doing science. All right. Science is argued until you can't argue it anymore. All right. That's science, but trust that shit. Okay. Well, anyways, we're going to give you the science behind UFC. All right. I'm not, but these guys are. And before we get into UFC, let's just have a little fun fact for you Detroit people out there. All right. I was doing some digging the other day, and there was a baseball team about 7 years ago that drafted Patrick Mahomes. Do we know what baseball team that was?
That would be the Detroit Tigers, and I am not going to ruin the punchline here. I know.
So the Detroit Tigers have drafted more Super Bowl winning quarterbacks than the Detroit Lions. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, so I mean, we could start the show off with that. That's no big deal.
Hey, why not? Anybody got an ice pick dipped in salt? Why don't you just grind it in? Seen Tombstone where they're getting the bullet out? Yeah. That's what a Lions fan feels like.
And then that being said, Aaron Rodgers didn't show up to the mini camps. All right, and everybody's making a big deal about it.
How did he feel about it?
Yeah, you know what? Nobody gives a shit, Aaron.
There you go.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers, you've had a Super Bowl winning team 9 times in your career. You got 1. Okay, Trent Dilfer's got 1. Okay, Trent Dilfer does. All right, think about that. All right, let's get to UFC 263. That's what the people came for. They didn't come to hear about this shit. Again, we had a contest going. These 2 cowards won't keep it going. So I think Bill's got a 1-point lead still, right? So
I think it jumped to 2 this last time.
Did it jump to 2? All right.
You got me on that female fight.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, this
contest, I don't lose the female fights.
Yeah, he doesn't. He really doesn't at all. Anyways, the first fight on the main card is a light heavyweight fight, and you got Paul Craig at 14-4 versus Jamala Hill. However the hell you say that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
right. I'm getting good at this. Okay, so I just want everybody to know that I've spent a lot of time researching these fights. And by a lot of time, I mean about 45 seconds. Okay, so I looked at their pictures, and I've kind of picked up on a trend here, which I was right last week. The old guy with the bigger record wins. I've always said it, okay? And he won in a stupid decision. I actually got 3 points on that fight. So
it was a great fight.
We got Paul Craig, 14-4, Jamala Hill at 8-0. I'm going to go with Paul Craig. All right. And this is how it's going to happen. It's going to be in the first round with a big right toe stomp. All right. He's going to stomp his big right toe, and Jamala Hill is just going to fall over. Okay. So that's how that's going to end. Put your money on it. I'm telling you right now. I mean, there's probably a prop bet for big right toe stomp. It's probably paying 600,000 to 1. Fucking send it. All right. So that's a good segue into Send It 7. Who do you got in the first fight?
All right, first shout out to Kyle Jordan Riley, who said, because we're live, go Army, beat Navy. I will always second that. Go Army.
Navy? Never heard of her.
Never heard of her.
I'll get into statistics later. I went back and forth on this one for a little bit. Ultimately, I'm going to land with Hill. I'm going to go with the first round TKO. Here's the thing. When Craig loses, it's a first round KO. He gets put to sleep in the first round.
What would the Brits call him, Bill?
Chinny. They call him Chinny. But if Hill's going to lose this, it's going to be because Craig does the lay and pray on him. Because Craig's very good with submission game, and he's a bigger dude. But like Joe just said, he's chinny. He likes to get dinged in the first round and go to sleep. And Hill likes to throw bombs in the first couple of rounds. So I'm going to go with Hill with a first-round TKO. Probably be late in the first. What you got, Joe?
Very nice. Trigger
Yeah,
Joe.
I like it. Now Nick was dead on in that last fight. He's talking about Ponzinibbio and Beza, which was a great fight of the year, but Bill called it via text. He said the old man just was a little bit older and tougher. He got old man out of that fight. But these guys are 30 and 33. So it's not exactly that. Paul Craig's a submission guy. Everybody knows he's a submission guy. He's got 14 wins, 12 by sub, which means if you go to the ground with him and he gets his mitts on you where he wants to, he's going to sub you. So that is the only upset alert that Hill has to look out for. Hill will definitely try to keep this fight on the feet. He strikes at 7.9 significant strikes per minute, which for a UFC light heavyweight is unheard of. So he's definitely a boxer. He's gonna tap Craig up. And I believe he touches him on the chin late first round. And also, I got Hill by knockout first round.
All right, so there you have it, fight fans. I'm obviously taking 3 points right away on the first fight, and it is what it is. Hey, if you just jumped on, I have to keep putting this disclaimer out there so you guys don't get mad at the Big Earl, but I don't know what I'm talking about, all right? So do not bet with my UFC picks, all right, unless you're drunk, all right, because that's how I pick. All right. So if you're in the same mind frame as I am, you might win some money. But when you wake up the next morning betting the way I pick, don't be surprised when you're negative in the bank account. All right. So here we go. Welterweight fight number 2. We got Damian Maia. That's too many vowels.
Yeah, you got it. Good job.
Bilal Muhammad. All right. So Damian comes in at 28-10, and Bilal Muhammad comes in at 18-3. All right. Now, like I said, put a lot of thought in this one too, guys. And pretty much, after just hours of just back and forth, what's going to happen here? I went with Maia by decision. Okay. The only thing that's going to stop that is if Bilal Muhammad starts counting backwards. Okay. Then we're all fucked. Okay. So Joe, who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I got Bilal Muhammad, and I actually was going back and forth on whether to pick this because Damian Maia is outside of Fabricio Verdum and maybe Paul Craig on this card is considered probably the best jiu-jitsu practitioner in the history of the UFC. The problem is he's supremely one-dimensional. Otherwise, he would have been a champ by now. Yeah. He cannot stand up. He's very uncomfortable there. And Bilal Muhammad's more of a hybrid fighter. He's one of those guys that can do everything. He keeps a ridiculous pace, and at 170, a ridiculous pace hurts when you get punched. It's not like they're 135ers who throw a ton of punches. Muhammad's a stud, man. He fought Leon Edwards in his last fight, and I still would have liked his chances in that fight. So I was gonna go Muhammad by decision, but I'm gonna go out here and be bold and say Bilal Muhammad submits the greatest jiu-jitsu practitioner of all time and wins by submission in the 3rd round.
Hey, Joe, show us what you're drinking real quick.
Oh, hey, listen, it's a White Claw, but let me caveat off the White Claw, and it would behoove you to listen because I've heard that Delta Force drinks exclusively raspberry White Claws, widely known as the manliest berry of the bunch, and I'm enjoying it. First White Claw.
I heard that was to throw off the scent of other actual males. So it's possible.
Hey, fun fact about Bilal Muhammad. He was studying to be a law student at in Chicago, and turns out after 9/11 he couldn't get to the corner store with that name without having to fight somebody. So he turned into a pretty good fighter.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Truth,
I did throw a jab at the people with name Muhammad. All right, so I apologize.
She said counting backwards. I completely missed that.
Yeah, you did. It went over your head.
I did. So it went 6 foot, and I'm not there.
That's the only way Muhammad's winning is if he starts counting backwards because everybody's going to run out of the fucking ring. All right. So, Bill, what do you got?
If it helps you out, Joe, Kyle O'Reilly has been commenting a lot. He agrees that it is the manliest flavor of the White Claw. So you got some backing on that.
Yeah, I do my due diligence before I crack a White Claw.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Muhammad on this one. I don't think it's gonna be just a submission. Maia 10 years ago was nasty, but like Joe said, he's very one-dimensional. One of the greatest jiu-jitsu guys of all time. So I don't see him getting submitted by Muhammad. But if you know Muhammad, yeah, his last fight was against Edwards, who's also fighting later on in this card. He got one of the nastiest eye pokes seen in a long time. But Muhammad's fighting.
Joe, stop choking on your fucking White Claw. All right, Jesus. Like, I mean, it's not like you're drinking whiskey. You know, I could give you a break if you were doing that. Oh, great. Now he's going to text Dave after the show. I'm sorry, Joe.
But if you watch Muhammad's fight, you know his fighting style is his pace. He will maintain a high pace and a high rate of punches, nonstop in your face, nonstop walk you down, and that's how he's going to win this fight. I think Maia's good enough to not get submitted, but I don't think he's going to be able to handle Bilal's pace. And I think it's going to be Muhammad by decision. I mean, it's going to be Muhammad's going to be in his face, throwing jabs and hooks for 3 rounds straight, nonstop. So Bilal Muhammad by decision. Maia is just not going to be able to handle that pace.
All right. So there you have it. I am, like I said, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's going to go. Yeah, Maia's going to win that one. All right. Now to the third fight. The one everyone's waiting for. No, I don't know. I have no
meat and
fucking
potatoes,
idea who wants
baby.
to watch this
Meat
fight.
and potatoes.
Anyways,
Let's get it.
So we got the welterweight fight of Leon. All right. Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz, who's coming in at 21-12. Now, Nate Diaz is a celebrity. Even I know who Nate Diaz is. All right. Everybody loves Nate Diaz. Now, if Colby Richardson is watching, all right, that's Tanner Port's buddy. All right. He owns Maybe West Mezcal.
Notice how he said that's not one of Tanner Port's buddies. That's his buddy.
That's his only buddy. And it turns out he's really cool. So I don't know why he
Tanner must have him on the payroll then.
Yeah, something. But anyways, this guy got really excited at the Vegas odds on Nate Diaz at plus 380. All right. And he's like, it's worse than that
he's
now.
Like a plus 450.
Geez. So the money is obviously going on old Leon over there. Now,
plus 4 right now.
He's 21-12. I mean, he's a fan favorite because he gets the shit kicked out of him and doesn't tap. Okay. So I'm going to go with Leon by a TKO because Nate Diaz is going to have his right eyeball hanging out and refuse the tap. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. He's going to.
You're saying doctor stoppage?
Yeah, doctor stoppage.
Smarter call than people think,
right?
Yes, it does. Smarter call than people think, though.
Yeah, doctor stop because Nate Diaz's right eyeball will be hanging out, and it's going to be disgusting, but it's a pay-per-view, so fucking deal with it. All right, Joe, who do you got in this fight?
Bill, does that roll to you as the first one, or no? Is that me?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Oh, no, sorry. That's Bill. That's Bill.
All right, Bill, you take it.
You know what?
Don't do it.
I'm going to switch it up last minute on this one. I'm going to go with Nate Diaz on this one. I originally had Edwards. UFC's really been backing this dude to be the next title contender. I don't think Edwards is prepared for the war that he's going to have to get into with Nate Diaz.
Stop it, motherfucker. I'm sorry. It just jumped into me.
Yeah, why Nate Diaz is a plus 400, I will never figure out. Diaz is going to drag Edwards into shark-infested waters that I don't think he's fought someone like that before. Because Edwards is a stand-up guy, and Diaz is going to want him to just get in a battle with him. And what do all strikers do when they start losing that battle? They want to go to the ground, and that's where Nate Diaz is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go Nate Diaz with a submission in the third round. I think he's going to force him into a battle. Edwards is going to want to go to the ground, and Diaz is going to get him. I'll even call rear naked choke Nate Diaz. Don't let those 12 losses fool people with Nate Diaz, because those 12 losses are to the who's who of the UFC. Nate Diaz is he's just a tough dude who prefer this fight to be in the back parking lot, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go Nate Diaz with a third round rear naked choke.
Very nice. Very nice. Joe, where are you going?
Yeah, we're going America on this one. Yes, Leon Edwards is from England. I
I haven't cared about England since 1776.
To Ginche.
Or 1812.
Or 1812, yeah.
That Stockton comment, we that's one of my favorite stories of all time. The Diaz brothers simply, and it's so watered down because it said so much, but it couldn't be more true about two people. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They're going to fight their fight. That's why Nate's lost so many, because he's going to go in and brawl with you. He doesn't give a shit about points. He wants to get you into the third round. And I said to Bill, if Nate Diaz wins the second round, fight's over. Put your life savings on the live betting. If he wins the second round, doesn't matter what happened in the first, that fight is over. And put your house on the live betting, because he's going to drag him into that deep water. And Leon Edwards, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I just don't see why he's so hyped. He hasn't finished a whole lot of people. Nate Diaz has 2 TKO losses. Okay, one of them the towel was thrown in. The other was Jorge Masvidal, and his right eye was hanging, like Nick says, because he's got more scar tissue above his right eye than Jordan made free throws. Like he literally all he's got to do is get breathed on, and he bleeds. Yeah, it didn't make any sense, but I was trying to lean into something, and it didn't work. Anyways,
it works for our crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're up there. But anyways, Diaz loves going to that third round with somebody because he knows once he gets there, he's not afraid of him. Look what he did to Connor. Everyone thought, oh, Connor's gonna finish him. Third round, he started slapping him around. I still say that Nate it was a draw in the second fight, because he didn't really get beat. So he's just been in a lot of wars where he didn't care about points. I think his boxing's obviously better. The only chance Leon Edwards has is if he starts blasting his legs with low kicks. That's it. But I'm taking Nate Diaz by third round submission. And I'm going to say guillotine, because he's got a nasty one where he takes his knuckles and turns them into your other carotid, and you black out in about 15 seconds. I've seen it done, and he's done it in the ring. So he's got 12 submissions in the UFC alone. I just think Nate Diaz is meaner. He's tougher, and Leon Edwards doesn't have what it takes to finish him.
Yeah.
And going America, Nate Diaz, third round submission.
Like Kyle said, who's watching, Nate can be rocked, which is true, but I think it takes a certain type of fighter to beat Nate. And I don't think Edwards has that meanness in him. If you're going to fight Nate Diaz, you got to have that certain level of mean
I believe
in you.
They call it grit over there where he's
from.
from.
You just got to have that mean in you to go into a war like that. I don't think Edwards has it. So,
all right,
it's not going to happen.
So there's your experts' picks. They're going. I think they might be going a little bit more with their heart here, and that's okay, because, like I said, everybody loves Nate Diaz. And now the co-main. Is this a title fight?
Oh yeah,
of course I knew that.
That was
because I researched UFC
Moreno.
all day long.
Remember that great fight, Nick?
Yes.
Remember Figueiredo Moreno? It's the rematch, brother.
Oh yes, I do remember that fight. Damn it, I wouldn't have picked what I picked if I would have actually paid attention. No, it doesn't matter. So, anyways,
no,
you got the co-main flyweight Figueiredo 20-1 versus Brandon Moreno at 18-5. Okay,
fight of the night. I'm calling it right now. If not,
fight of the night. It was the fight of the year last time. So,
yeah.
So pay attention to this fight, guys. It's going to be awesome, man. Girls, I am going to go with one of the first ever wins by hammer fist to the calves. Okay, so Figueiredo is going to beat Moreno by hammer fisting his calf until it becomes separated. I'm going to go right calf, left hammer fist. All right, right calf separated, and then it's just gonna be stopped because it's gonna be disgusting. So hammer fist to the calves, Figueiredo second round. Joe, is it your turn? I'm drinking. I forget
this one is mine. But this would happen too, Bill. Like Figueiredo could do it where he puts him in the calf splitter, and we get a text from Nick late at night with one eye open, going, "I called it. See what he did to his calf." Because if you get put in a calf splitter, you better be able to go to the dark room and black out from the pain. Because Juan Perez did it to me one time, and I tapped instantly. But anyways, once again, I think it's two guys who don't know not how to go to war. They're gonna battle like they did last time.
Absolutely.
Moreno's. I think Moreno wants this fight, which is gonna make it even better. And like Bill said, Figueiredo probably needed that fight because he hadn't been challenged in a while. So I think they both have a point to prove. I think Moreno thinks he could have done better, and I know Davidson thinks Figueiredo thinks he could have done better. So I'm going to go Figueiredo in a very razor tight decision, but to keep his belt. And I think Moreno once again comes out and surprises everybody and goes in a second war with him, and probably book 10 of the greatest rounds in UFC history inside of 2 fights between these two. So I got the champ keeping his belt by decision.
Very nice. Very nice. I like that. Very analytical. All right. So, Bill, do you agree?
Hey, same thing. First fight was unbelievable. As you know, you typically don't see draws in a title fight. They usually give a little bit of the swing to the belt holder. So that says a lot about Moreno in their last fight. Absolute war. They're both warriors. Moreno's only lost decisions. He's just a durable dude. And like Joe said, we talked earlier, I think Figueiredo was cruising for so long. I mean, he set the record for shortest title defenses in between fights because he was just ending people in the first rounds nonstop.
He had to retire Benavidez because that was getting boring.
So he might have gotten a little complacent. I think when you're at that level, just annihilating everybody, so you get a little complacent. So he needed that war with Moreno to go back to the drawing board and let him know that he still needs to stay on top of his game. But again, I think Figueiredo's just too good. He's one of those once in a generation type fighters, especially for that weight class. I don't think he's going to win every round. And I think it's going to, like Joe said, it's going to be a razor tight decision there. But I think Figueiredo is going to walk away, keep his belt, but probably fight of the night, if not fight of the year. So Figueiredo by decision, very close decision.
Awesome. Like I said, I still think it's going hammer fist to the calf, but I guess listen to these guys.
Possibly.
All right, so we will go to the main event with Adesanya, where if Tanner Port's still watching, I believe Tanner Port was right the last time Adesanya fought, and the 2 experts were wrong. But I think he went up a weight class, if I'm not correct. Yes.
I think that's what gave Tanner Port the false courage to come on the show and take his whooping. But he was right.
That or a bunch of IPAs. So one of the two. I like where you go with that, Tanner. I'm on the same type of picking strategy. Just get drunk and figure it out. But Adesanya coming in at Adesanya 20-1, going against Marvin Vettori at 17-4. Now the Big Earl, the clown, is picking Adesanya in the first round very fast because he is upset. He's upset that he lost. And he's going to give him my fucking money, and he's just going to leave. All right. And his interview after the fight will be better than the fight. Okay. That's what the Big Earl's calling. Now, I've already forgotten 5 minutes ago. Bill, is it your turn?
Yeah. So
let's go. All right.
This is going to be another good fight. These guys absolutely hate each other. If you get some free time between now and tomorrow night, go ahead and hop on. I think it'll be on ESPN Plus. Mike Bisping interviewed them together over Zoom, and they just despise each other. First time they fought was a split decision towards Adesanya. Same thing as with Figueiredo. I think Adesanya needed that. I think he's been so elusive, just ending people for so long. He needed that good battle to kind of wake him up a little bit. So he went up a weight class. He lost to Jan, but Jan is also a huge guy for his weight class. So Adesanya probably learned from fighting a big bully like that, because that's what Vettori is going to try to do again. He's going to try to sneak in there, bully him against the cage, get him on the ground, and try to muscle him around. Adesanya is just too elusive, and I think he learned a lot from that Blachowicz fight and from that split against Vettori. But here's the other thing with Vettori. Vettori knows how to not get finished. He's another guy who only loses decisions. Great boxer, but he knows he can't stand and trade with Adesanya. Adesanya is just too elusive. He's too long. So he's going to try to get him out of the ground a lot. I think it's going to be Adesanya by decision again. Vettori just knows how to not get finished. Normally I'd pick Adesanya to finish, but I think Vettori is good enough to just avoid being finished. But Adesanya is very patient and very elusive. So I think Adesanya is going to take it by decision.
Is this the fight last time where Adesanya just like technical kicked the shit out of him, like just little like scored points on him for 5 rounds
against Vittori? No, that was Joel Romero. That was horrible.
okay.
That was horrible.
The Romero fight was one of the worst fights I've ever seen.
It was awful.
I mean, it was a fighter's fight. Like he was just gonna like, hey, you don't want to come in at me, I'm just gonna tag you up.
They're both
So
counter
like,
punchers.
yeah.
And Joel Romero will retire giving away the most minutes in the history of the UFC. He just won't engage if a guy doesn't engage. And
he was an
Olympic smart to rush in.
Olympic gold medal wrestler that refused to wrestle.
Yeah.
So Tanner says Vittori can't even put his pants on. So Joe, that's a good segue into you because you two guys see eye to eye on most fights. So what do you got on this one?
Vittori can't put his okay. I got the last style bender, and I think that Vittori's toughness, his experience, the fact that he's fought everybody, the fact that he's definitely going to be, he's going to have the same advantage Jan Blachowicz had, just not as much. He's going to be the shorter, stockier, more muscle-bound dude, and that's how he got this. That's how he got that to a split decision in the last fight. Was he was able to lean, he was able to wrestle, he was able to move, and Adesanya's a kickboxer. Okay. But you don't get nicknamed the Black Dragon in China if you're not even from there or if you're black. Let's just be honest. They don't do that. And they brought him over there to be cannon fodder for their kickboxers. That's how he started fighting. He retired from that from that venue with a record of 79-4. Okay. They called him the Black Dragon. He got the last style bender when he got to the UFC. But what I'm saying is, he's been getting fuel from Vittori in these interviews too. Vittori saying he won the first fight. And if I was Vittori, that's the last thing I'd be telling him. I'd be being respectful. I'd be trying not to be made a point of. And I think that Adesanya is going to come out with a point to prove and finish him off. I got Adesanya by 4th round TKO.
There you have it, fight fans. There's your picks. All right, there's your main card picks. Now we get to the money-making portion of the show. So turn it up, pay attention. All right. If you fast forwarded this whole time, remember, go on shop.veterantrashtalk.com and put in UFC 263, all caps UFC. Get 20% off our store. Do it now. Check out our new Independence Day line. There's some funny shit on there. And we had one of the family of Veteran Trash Talk designed the winner. The winner got an awesome shirt. So I believe it says like the Redcoats Navy smells of goats and cheese. So it's a pretty good shirt. So go ahead and get that one. And we also have, I think George Washington said the British Army is like soup in between 2 slices of bread. All right. So it's pretty good stuff. And I think that's a legitimate quote from George Washington back in 1776, probably. Yep. So go check out the Independence Day line and go get 20% off with the code UFC 263. Also, shop Gruntworks. Like seriously, shop Gruntworks coffee. All right. Go get their shirts. Stop buying Grunt Style. All right, we're going to take that. We're going to take them over. All right, Gruntworks is going to take over Grunt Style. Just fucking forget about it. All right, so let's go with Joe because we'll let the champ finish. Joe, who are your locks? What's your parlay? And who's your DraftKings sleeper?
Well, my lock's Adesanya. Okay, he'll always be my lock. Tanner can say what he wants, but that'll be the last time that happens to him for a while. So my lock's Adesanya. My 3-fight parlay, I'm going to go off the main card, but it's Adesanya, Figueiredo, and Hill. And it's Adesanya, Figueiredo, and Muhammad. But if you wanted to add in a 4th, you could throw Hill in there. Because of Craig's submission ability, I would tend to leave him out of a parlay. But my lock is Adesanya, and my DraftKings sleeper is, of course, the cheapest guy on DraftKings is going to be Nate Diaz because of the odds. Pick him up. He strikes a lot. He never gets finished. Even if he loses, he'll cost you nothing, and he'll score a lot of points. So he's one of those guys that scores 70 points in a loss.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Bill, send it.
So first off, when you're talking about DraftKings, Joe's right. Win or lose.
Write that down.
Diaz is a guy that you want on your DraftKings lineup because he's going to get you points because he's going to go in there and throw punches and bunches. So even if you're not sure who's going to win that fight, pick Diaz anyway because he's going to get you a bunch of points. My locks. I actually got 2 locks. I'm going to go with Adesanya. And I'm going to go with Bilal as another lock. I think Bilal is just going to outpace Maya. My parlay, I would go with Adesanya, Bilal. And Adesanya, Bilal, and Hill for my parlay. Some sleepers for you out there. My Gruntworks brothers. The prelims and the early prelims are also incredible. There's a guy that's an underdog named Chase Hooper on the early prelims. He's a young kid coming up. He's a phenom. Pick Chase Hooper. He's gonna win. And if you go to the prelims, Evloev is fighting a guy named Dawudu. Pick Evloev to win.
Never heard of him.
And there's another female fight. Murphy is going to take Calderwood. I actually put a sub on it. My problem is if you're doing parlays or you're betting anywhere else, I would throw Murphy in there on a win. For DraftKings, I would avoid her because she's not going to get you a lot of striking points. And there's a high chance to go to the decision. So leave it off if you're going to do it on DraftKings. If you're doing any other type of sportsbook betting type stuff, go ahead and throw Murphy in there to win. So after that long diatribe there, so parlay, go with Adesanya, Bilal, and Hill. If you want an underdog to throw in there, pick Chase Hooper from the early prelims.
Very nice. There you have it, fight fans. They gave you your picks. Now put some money on it and win some money. Remember, if you're hurting for money, don't bet. All right, be an adult, fucking idiot. All right, so that being said,
play a DraftKings contest for $3 and have some fun.
You can do that. Anyways, tomorrow on the Trash Talk Hour, all right, 1400 Eastern Time live, we got this guy coming on, okay? Joe Fair, the author of Call Sign Dracula, okay? Great book, and he makes fun of the FOs in it, and it's phenomenal. So go ahead and read it. Now, he doesn't make fun of them, but he actually gives them a lot of praise. But there is a point in this book when you read it that he says, I had to call for fire because the FO was too far back. And that is actually quite common since the FOs moved to
I
Vardy.
think he was Russian, and he was really tall.
Yeah. Well, since the FOs moved to the Vardy, they they're a lot fatter when they come to the line. And
I've been accused a lot of shit, Joe. Being too far back is not it.
Yeah.
I knew that'd get a reaction.
I was in an adult film. I was in an adult film called Too Far Back. But anyway, so
Bill said he's too long, and I thought that was one on your IMDb also earlier.
No, that was a second lead in that one.
Okay.
So unfortunately. Anyways, so check us out, veterantrashtalk.com. All right. Store is shop.veterantrashtalk.com. We'll leave the code UFC 263 up for another probably 10-15 minutes. So go get your 20% off. And then also shop Gruntworks. Go get their stuff. Like I said, we're going to take over. We're owned by Grunts. All right. And we're just going to dominate the industry, and we're going to, curb veteran suicide. That is our main goal at Veteran Trash Talk, and I'm pretty sure Gruntworks has the same goal too. So we, as a community, want to do the most that we possibly can, and you honestly can't do that as a nonprofit. So nonprofits are awesome, do a lot of great things, but we really want to build a community that can support and help each other. All right, because outside of the military, you're not going to get it, guys. All right, you're going to get it here and there once or twice. We're the only ones that can really help each other. So come together as a family, and we'll take care of it. So again, communities cost money. So shop Veteran Trash Talk, shop Gruntworks, and we'll see you tomorrow at 1400 Eastern Time live. Check out Joe Fair's book called Sign Dracula. Phenomenal book. And again, makes fun of FOs, so it's kind of funny. And we'll see you tomorrow.